on YouTube.
I
How
know.
you doing? How you doing? You right?
I'm alright. I'm good.
That's good. So, um, you've been away for a while. I want to see where your head is, what your head is, but what your plan is in regards to YouTube. Is your aim still towards giving men a voice to speak?
Yeah. Why not? Men should talk.
What made you talk to me? Tell us why. What made you come up with this? Because I seen, yeah, tell us why.
The answer's simple. Men need to talk. They spend like
Why? Why?
because they don't express. They implode everything, and then when they start acting up and acting all back nuts, you don't get it because you don't.
No, I agree with you because yeah, from my own experience within in life in general,
Yeah.
um, you know, uh, it's hard for men to get fully out what they want to say, you know, um, and be heard and understood. Um, uh, explain the because you done the mind of a man. What's your next part? Actually, before you answer that, actually, because we didn't really get to hear why you thought of the project Mind of a Man. I know you wanted to hear men talk, but why get in the mind of men? Don't have to give too much, but enough so we can understand. But why did you want to get into the mind of men, not the mind of women?
Women talk all the time, though. I mean, you know what she's thinking. There's like how many seasons and episodes of women talking about everything and anything. You don't really see that with men ever. And me personally, growing up in a family full of men, I'm surrounded by testosterone. So don't anyone listening, don't ever try to come and say I'm masculine because I'm surrounded by testosterone. I'm not. Thank you. Good. Just say put. So anyway, growing up around men and being around my dad, I mean, I notice when I see how they get treated, or the fact that even if they want to speak on things, it's never understood or even heard much. It's like you talk,
Mm,
it's like whatever. Or why
mm,
you going off? Why you talking for? Just be quiet. Or even when you're
mm,
not being allowed to cry. Big boys shouldn't cry. So
mm.
their emotions then, they're human too. Men are human too. And the thing is like men, we look at men as they're meant to be strong. They're meant to be physically and mentally strong. They're meant to lead and guide and protect.
Meant to be.
They're meant to, however, if they're not being put in that position to be able to do that, they're gonna end up acting like an emotional dude. And then when he's going off, he's acting like a female, and you might as well put a bonnet on him and a house coat because that's how he's behaving. He's acting hella less than manly because he's not even being taught from small how to express how he feels
And
or
you think,
healthily.
yeah. So you think if men had the opportunity to talk more, um, you think we would be less. See, I don't want to use the word sensitive because um, but you think we'd be less dramatic?
Yeah, very
What do
much.
you think about people say, well, guys, you guys have us guys talk all the time in the barbershop. Where do you think us men need to be heard, which you can provide, which a lot of people are not providing at the moment?
Yeah, but the barber shop's the place where dudes are surrounding around each other and they get it. That's the therapy spot about what she did, who did what did. Oh, I might assault my manager. You know what I'm saying? That's the place where because they're
So who's
comfortable to do that. You know what I'm saying? So
mm. So what are you trying to tell men to? Are you trying to allow men to come out of their uh hiding spaces and come out? And where do you want them to come out to? And and them ex what do you want them to express? I know obviously you want men to talk, but what do you want them to be able to talk about, which you've seen, which which has kind of like affected men not being able to talk?
Women, women. No
Hmm.
offense, we're messy women already in it. Women, because men are get the softest. They become the softest when it's a woman. They can't help that. It's natural. You're a man. You can tell me the same. You see a pretty lady or beautiful woman, and you fall for her. If she's not a good woman, it's a hot mess.
Mm.
You saw how Samson got dealt with by Delilah. That's an example. I mean,
Okay, yeah. I mean, okay, okay. So really, you're trying to, if I can say, correct me if I'm wrong, you want men to kind of not step up, but learn or feel it's okay or know it's okay to have a voice or to or that their opinion should matter in relationships
yeah,
or in any type of relation. I'm not talking about marriage necessarily, friendships, family ships. That's a new one. Um, you know, am I right by saying that?
yeah. I like growing up. You notice there wasn't a lot of platforms where men would talk about stuff. It's only getting more like that now. Men need to talk. And
Mm,
the problem as well is this that was like I didn't have a mission per se. I wouldn't say, oh, I had a mission. All I wanted was to make a platform that out of the box to make men talk. I could get women to talk about anything all day long. That's easy. But when it comes to men, you don't see that much. And I wanted
mm,
them to be able to discuss things, matters and affairs of the heart, things that upset them, what they dislike, why they would leave, why they would stay, what they would put
mm,
up, what they wouldn't put up with. And the
mm,
problem is that I notice as well, as women, we don't get you. We don't get you. You don't get us either because there's no conversations for us to have an understanding of how we're meant to deal with each other or how to understand one another. You could be in a relationship for 20 years and you still don't get each other because you're not in that mental space where you've learned to grow and understand the person yet. And that's where it's important to know a man. And that's why it's important to know your man. And that's exactly why I done getting into the mind of a man. Because you have to start with learning about men. And I never spoke to one man, I spoke to different men,
you
all of
did?
the personalities and all
Mm,
sorts. And they all came out with the similar answers to the questions I asked them. And that's getting into a mind of a man that you know the mindset, then you know how to move with the man. And then you get to know that man better now because he's your man.
mm.
Would last. It will last that way. We need
And now
man back in the house.
you're the man back in the house.
It,
So, so I guess in a way, are we still starting with the men? Even though I mean, we started with the men, are we finished? Or is there still a lot more to do? Because, like you said, we don't understand, you ladies don't understand us. And you're right by saying we don't understand you ladies either. Um, which is, I would say, which is the majority of the time correct. So, what's the plan?
ah, I'm not really, I'm not really done with men. I mean, that was just a little small thing, but there's more things I want to do talk about with men. I've got one next week. Let's take it from there. Let's do it then.
Okay, next week. Okay, I'll be
Let's.
there. I'll be there. Um,
It's what
okay.
I know you're watching, bro. Yeah, yeah, I got you.
Yeah. No, thank you because yeah, we do need men. I mean, we do need as men to talk, and I do feel like it's not enough for men to put men on. You know what I mean? If there's a lady that can put, because you're an advocate for men, but also you're standing in the place of a woman and saying, other women, look, we need to let the men talk. Um, what do you have to say for those people that say, well, men always have been talking?
When I'm not them emotional men that have. that need therapy, that got emotional issues. We ain't talking about them, man.
mm.
So if that's the dude you're talking about, then yeah, why are they talking so much for? There's good men out there, and they're the ones that gets. I'm about to say,
No, no, no.
forgive me,
Keep
Jesus. They're the
keep it
ones that
PG.
they're the ones that get messed up a lot the time,
Mm,
and they
mm,
become a whole nother man. So
mm.
when they get this woman now, he's damaged goods, and then she's a hot mess now. The cycle continues. It has to stop somewhere.
I
So
agree. I agree. Well,
it's
I won't get you to say too much because I know that, like you said, there's going to be a talk next week. But we want to see. It's always good to hear the man's side of the story. We don't get to hear that. We don't get to hear um something that I'm not going to say his name, but we always hear a certain somebody say, okay, for example, if it was you, okay, Mimi, I heard why you left, um, or I heard this is why you done what you did, but did you get his side of the story? And the answer is what?
you're talking about Kevin
No.
Samuels.
I told you not to say, I didn't want to say the name, but yeah, it's like, because I'm glad you're doing it though, because people don't hear the men's side of the story. Oh, I heard what Mimi said, but I just want to hear your side because there is two sides to every coin. How do you feel? Are you okay? You know, we're so quick to jump on board what people say without actually hearing all sides. You see, but we're living in a time at the moment, and I was really thinking about this, and sorry to kind of diverse out a little bit, but we all know the story of Boris, right? Boris Johnson, and what's going on at the moment, right? And sometimes what we do is we judge people on one thing, and we don't look at the full scope of the person. We don't judge fairly. And I'm glad you're doing men because I feel like we need to, in order to hear men talk, we can really be able to judge fairly and properly. And that will open up the space for men and women to really talk about their issues. I mean, and men and women can just start talking about their issues, and that should help people come together.
I mean, when I done dudes last time, that done very well. It done very well.
You did.
But the thing is like it done well for the dudes. Not even about the viewers or who viewed it. It done well for the men. Because everyone I was done with, they're like, thank you for letting me talk. That was so therapeutic. I feel so much better now. This it feels good. It was nice to talk. And I was just like,
Mm,
well,
mm,
that deep. Like it's something so small like that. And it means a lot. And that let me further know the how much men do need to talk about stuff.
yeah.
I'm seeing emotional damage dudes and dudes can't even treat other women well, and then it's stereotype all of the men. Not all men are the same. There's good dudes out there, man. You
Mm.
just they're there. When you find them, hold on to them and treat them right. They're there.
No, thanks for that. So, um, I think we can wrap it up. But is there anything you want to say lastly? I don't want to keep this video too long. So what I wanted you to do is kind of like just give your introduction because we haven't heard from you for a while. But is there anything you kind of wanted to say lastly? Any sort of updates or whatever? I mean, anything?
I would say just keep an eye out for what will come next. And I'll also say when you meet a decent dude, don't mess him up and then end up making him get back, not to have to go therapy or jump out a window or something. That's all I would say. And on that note, I would say, like I say on my channel, we're taking it there. Look at the wall. It says, my hair's in the way. Look, Mimi. I will say,
Yeah.
stay blessed and stay beautiful. Always know that you're awesome and always know that you're ever blessed. Yeah.
Thank you, Mimi, and we will see you guys in the next video.